Welcome to another edition of Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Carrie Seidman, and I'm here with my colleague Jay Handelman. And although the Sarasota art season is starting to wane a bit, there's still plenty to let you know about. And Jay's going to kick it off with a big theater opening.
Yes, it's the opening of it's a world premiere opening of Josephine, a new musical about Josephine Baker, the legendary performer who grew up in the United States but moved to Europe and specifically to Paris and became a huge star there. Even though she was an African-American woman, she faced prejudice here and stardom and a legendary status when she moved to Europe and became very active in the French Resistance during World War II. And so this new musical, which is supposedly Broadway bound, being produced by Ken Weissman, who brought us the original production of Grease, is running through May 29th. It's got a book by Ellen Weston and Mark Hampton and a score by Stephen Dorff and John Bettis, who've written together and separately many hits. And it's directed and choreographed by Joey McNeely, who did West Side Story last fall, which was the biggest hit the Oslo has ever had. So I'm looking forward to it. And it stars Deborah Cox, a big R&B and dance music star who also appeared on Broadway in Aida and Jekyll and Hyde. If the show makes it to New York, this could be a big breakout role for her, so looking forward to seeing it.
And some other wonderful music also will be coming in Gloria Music High's concert this weekend called My Favorite Things, which is being produced by the Artist Series Concerts. The reference My Favorite Things, obviously, to Rodgers and Hammerstein, one of the, I would say probably the greatest Broadway songwriting partnership of all time. They started with Oklahoma in 1943, and the hits just kept coming. So they'll be singing things from Oklahoma, from The King and I, from South Pacific, and various others of their great shows.
Probably
Carousel.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song? Rodgers and Hammerstein song?
Ooh, I haven't thought about that. Favorite show would be Carousel, but...
Do you know what my favorite song is?
I don't.
It's so obvious.
I could have danced
Shall
all
we
night.
dance?
Oh, shall we dance?
Shall we dance?
Oh,
since I'm still looking for a dance partner, just to get a little plug in there.
And I just said I could have danced all night, and that's by Lerner and Lowe from My Fair Lady. So before you give me grief about that, I know the mistake I just made.
And moving right along, another theater production.
And more new shows. It's time for the Theater Odyssey 11th, I can't believe, 11th annual 10-minute play festival. This is one of my favorite things because if you don't like a play, it's over in 10 minutes or less, and we move on to something else. But they've been having some great success with some of these plays and giving a shot to a lot of writers who are also doing full-length plays. And this year there are some pieces by familiar writers who have won or at least been entered in previous years, like Sylvia Reed and Connie Schindewolf, Bernie Anelli, and Larry Hamm, who is one of the founders of Theater Odyssey. And they're performing at the Cook Theater, and they're being judged, so there'll be a winner, and winners get published eventually. And there's also a student winner who will be featured in there who's out of the competition. But so it's certainly an evening of varied styles.
And speaking of varied styles, the Ringling College of Art and Design is going to be devoting all of their exhibition and gallery space for the next couple of weeks to projects by seniors that seniors did for their theses. And this is from all branches of the college, so film and visual art and all of the interesting things they do there.
Interior design, game art, it's whatever you could think of.
And we got a little sneak preview of a video that was done by two of the most enterprising students, I must say. It's called The D in David, and it involves the David sculpture at the Ringling Museum, and I'll leave to you what the D stands for, but it's hilarious.
Very
and
funny.
You do not want to miss this. I'm predicting this video is going to go viral. It's just a stitch.
It's so small, and I'm a baby.
Don't
Make
miss
sure you
that.
watch that.
There's an opening for the for all of the exhibits next Tuesday night, but the exhibits will be running for the next couple weeks.
Up in the Strass Center in Tampa, the West Coast Black Theater Troupe Soul Crooners are back. That's actually Soul Crooners 2. This is the show they took last year to the National Black Theater Festival and also brought to the Strass Center where they had some success. So there's still a lot of mileage out of this group that Nate Jacobs created with a lot of the hits of the 70s soul groups. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun with a lot of energy.
And although the dance season is slowing down, as you can tell, I'm kind of in withdrawal, but the Sarasota Ballet performed their last program last week. This week, the ballet school and conservatory, which is their pre-professional program, will be having showcases at the Sarasota Opera House on Saturday afternoon. The conservatory is quite high caliber dancing, and a few of the students that will be dancing Saturday have actually already performed with the company when they had a large cast and needed extra dancers. So if you got to get your ballet fix, Saturday afternoon at the Sarasota Opera House.
There's your chance. So that's just some of the things that are going on in this weekend and the week ahead, and you can read more about it in ticketsarasota.com, in our ticket section in Thursday's Herald-Tribune, and the art section on Sundays, and we'll be having reviews and all sorts of stories, so
or
be sure to check it out. Or you can stop us
us on the street if you see us, and we'll just chat with you about it.
That's true. So that's it for this week. We'll be back with more next week.